In history, there are two sphinxes that are most famous in the world: the Great Sphinx in Egypt and the Great Sphinxes of Greece. We're going to start with the Great Sphinx of Egypt. So this Great Sphinx is located in Giza. It is a colossal limestone statue of a recumbent sphinx that likely dates from the region of King Khafre. It is depicted of his face, and it is one of the most famous Egyptian landmarks. It measures about 240 feet long and 66 feet high. It features a lion's body and a head of a human adorned with a royal headdress. The statue is carved from a single piece of limestone, and its pigmented residue suggested that the entire Great Sphinx was also painted. If you look at history and you look at the Egyptian pyramids that were also built around that time, it would have taken approximately 2 to 3 years and over about 100 workers using hammers and copper chisels to finish the statue. Now, there's great controversy about how the Great Sphinx of Egypt was created. Some say that it was Khufu had it created, and others believe it was his older brother that had the Great Sphinx created to commemorate their father. The reason this is speculated is that the pyramids behind it, also known as the Great Pyramid, was in commemoration to their father. Now, unfortunately, with most art created in ancient times, it did start to deteriorate. Although beginning in the reign of Thutmose, various efforts had been taken to preserve it. Now, the body has suffered the most erosion, but the face had been damaged by Napoleon's troops, who shot off the nose with a cannon. When you look at the replications of this Great Sphinx in statues you can buy at art stores, one of the biggest things that is always included is the nose that is blown off. The next sphinx we are going to talk about are the Greek sphinxes. The Greek sphinx is a female monster with the body of a lion and the head and the breast of a woman, eagle's wings, and to some, a serpent's tail, depending on the mythological story you want to go by. This was a beast sent by the gods to plague the town of Thebes as punishment for an ancient crime, preying on its youth and devouring all who failed to solve her riddle. One of the most popular stories, the story of the king of Thebes, King Creon, who offered the throne to anyone who could destroy her. The redundancy of this is he had been told in a prophecy that his son would kill him, and in turn he thought he'd killed his son when he lived. It is his son Opidius who took up the challenge, unknowing that he was the king's son. So in turn, he goes to the Sphinx and takes up the riddle challenge. Because he took the time to listen to the riddles, he was able to solve them, and in turn, the Sphinx cast herself off the mountainside in despair. The most well-known Sphinx in Greece is the one that stands at Apollo's temple. It was originally destroyed when the Romans had taken over and wanted to destroy anything to do with the Greek religion. This monument was made entirely of marble, and it reached 12.45 meters in height. The monument was created to awe the visitors and constructed a typical example of Naxton sculptures in its peak period. Now, although both of these sphinxes have things in common, as the body of an animal and the face of a human, the Egyptians has the body of an animal, the face of their king, or some say the king's father, to bring honor to those who enter their town, where the Greeks was a monster part animal, part woman, who killed those who could not answer her riddle. Both are still widely famous today and have replications being made of them.